I'm happy. I am. I know it's possibly not very convincing if I have to announce that fact rather than it be apparent in my smile, my laugh, my sunny demeanour. But I've always had a bit of a resting bitch face, so you'll just have to trust me on it. I have it all on paper. Almost. Friends, who I increasingly see less frequently as their lives are consumed by mumhood. That's not me being sneery, by the way, that's me being envious. A good, but not exactly challenging job. My own flat, well, owned by me and HSBC, but mainly full of my lodger Carol. All my own teeth. That last one's a joke. I mean, I do have all my own teeth, but it's something my dad always used to say when he was teasing my mum about what a good catch he was. I never really got it, but I used to laugh. My dad told terrible jokes, but he told them so hopefully it was impossible not to give him the response he was looking for. It's just that I thought there would be more. 4 years ago, I had a husband, a house. We were trying for a baby. Really trying, like it was going out of fashion, with an app and a thermometer in place of lust and lingerie. With phone calls in the middle of the day that said, "We need to do it now. Can you meet me at work? We can nip into the loos for a quickie." It hadn't totally taken over our lives, though. At least, I didn't think so then. It felt as if we still had time. We just wanted to complete our little family. Although I was starting to get more nervous with every month that passed. I'd even brought up IVF. Casually, as if it was just a conversation topic and not an actual possibility in our lives. I threw it in between asking what he fancied for dinner and what he felt like watching on TV that night. "Oh, I was talking to my mum and her friend's daughter had IVF and it worked second time. Maybe we should think about it." And Tom hadn't balked. He hadn't rushed straight in saying, "Over my dead body," or "Are you out of your fucking mind?" which I'd taken as a positive sign. We were in it together. That's how I saw it anyway. Maybe Tom thought differently. Maybe he thought all the spontaneity had gone and he just wanted sex to be sex again, not an appointment in the calendar whether you felt like it or not. He never said. It turned out there was a lot he didn't say. Sometimes these days I feel like I'm going backwards, losing accomplishments rather than gaining them. So I try to count my blessings. Write them in the ridiculous gratitude journal Daisy gave me every night. They're always the same. Health, mum, friends, job, flat, teeth. Imagine if that had been all Samuel Pepys had to say. I don't think we'd still be poring over his diaries 400 years later. It's not that I'm complaining. I just sometimes think there should be more to show for 44 years on this planet, that's all. Daisy also gave me some healing crystals, some cleansing sage and a copy of Owning Your Own Pain by some wiry old yogic guru when Tom left. Daisy is, to be brutally honest, batshit crazy, but she's my only sister and I love her, in increasingly small doses. I snuggle back under the covers trying for a Saturday morning lie-in. My weekends were always a masterclass in avoidance. Not of doing anything, but of bumping into Carol, the lodger. One of the other downsides of finding myself suddenly single at 40 was the need to share my home with a stranger to make ends meet. Tom and I sold our little 2-up, 2-down terrace for way more than we paid for it, due to the area we lived in surprising us by gentrifying around us. Where there had been an old key and shoe repair shop was now a Gale's. Itsu had moved into the rundown Greasy Spoon. The life and soul had gone out of the place, and in its stead, the prices had gone up. We still had a sizable mortgage to pay off, but I ploughed my share of the profit into buying the most expensive property I could afford in an okay part of Kingston that is still not quite up and come, but was threatening to, in the hope that it would be an investment for the future. An area randomly chosen because there was an opening in a branch of Marlborough Kitchens there that I could apply for a transfer to, and because I wanted to get as far away from Tom and our history as I possibly could. Don't get me wrong, it's still only a bog-standard 2-bedroom. Tiny, but it's in a smart new build with an easy walk into the centre of town. It should earn me some kind of decent returns when I decide where I really want to put down roots. I don't want to end up living out my days in a place chosen only by circumstances. I have no ties here beyond the financial. But then I don't really have any ties anywhere. Not anymore. I knew the mortgage would be a stretch on my own, but I resisted the idea of a lodger for as long as I could, hoping my life would suddenly take a turn for the better. After a year or so, I knew I was defeated. I'd spent any savings I had left just on getting by. I had 2 alternatives: sell my flat and buy something smaller in a much worse neighbourhood, or rent out my spare room.